What's going on, guys? It's Greg from East Coast Eyes, and today we have another episode of Theory Thursday. We'd love to have your ideas for what we need to do Theory Thursdays on. Just make sure to leave them down in the comments and leave this video a like if you like the Theory Thursday episodes. So today is going to be discussing overly tight channels. So the reason I'm making this video today is that a couple photos are posted on Instagram. A lot of people have commented about the channel. So I post a photo that shows all the angles of the stick, the pocket depth, beauty angle, face shot, and a channel shot. And a lot of people leave comments to the effect of, come on, Greg, you can make that channel tighter, or that's not that tight. A lot of comments about the channel not being tight enough. And sure, I could make the channel tighter, but I really don't want to. And I'm going to tell you guys why in this video. So for those of you who don't know, very briefly, a channel is essentially where the ball comes out in the middle part of the head. So when someone's discussing a channel, they're talking about how tight this area is in the pocket and how tight it is here. So the reason for a channel is to make sure that the ball comes out down the middle every time, adds consistency, and adds accuracy to your stick and your throwing motion. So the basic way you get a channel is by pulling mesh diamonds tightly down up at the top, and then bunching diamonds after that, so you get a really tight flat portion here and then a bunched up pocket, which is going to give you a channel. So the ball is essentially forced out the middle of the pocket. And so a lot of people like to string really tight channels, and encourage other people to string really tight channels. And the reason that I don't like this is because it creates what I like to call drag. And so essentially what that means is that if the channel is too tight, especially if you have U's, when the ball is coming out, the mesh right here on the inside is going to grab onto the ball, so it comes out more slowly, which creates a slow release, a little bit of hook, and drag. So this is actually going to have the opposite effect of what you want on your pocket when you create the channel. It's going to have less consistency, because sometimes it's going to drag a little bit more than others depending on how you're throwing, and it's going to kind of eliminate the effect that you're going for. So essentially what I aim for when I string a channel is a channel that is almost exactly, but just slightly under, a ball's width. So this is going to make sure you have the optimal amount of hold without creating drag and without messing up your consistent release point and accuracy. So what I mean by that is that you're going to want to have a channel that's not overly tight and is going to be just about the ball's width. So this has a lot to do with the width of your head and the face shape of your head, how tight you're going to be able to string the channel, how far you're going to be able to pull down the mesh holes. Obviously a wider head, you're going to have to pull them down further. A tighter head, you're not going to have to pull them down quite as far to get that channel. So you can see the ball right here in the front, that channel is just about as wide as the ball. So even with that U in there, as I'm going to throw, the ball is going to roll out smoothly, and it's going to give me that smooth release and consistency that I'm looking for. So by going for a balls width channel, you achieve optimum performance, and a balls width channel can really be achieved on any pocket, a high, a mid, or a low, because if you go for a high pocket with a super tight channel, it just isn't going to work. To get a channel that tight, you have to pull the mesh down so far, and by the time you've pulled the mesh down far enough to get that channel, your double up is going to be in the middle of the head, and really that's going to put the pocket in the middle of the head. So this is best suited for a mid or a mid-low, and so you can see here is a mid pocket with that balls width channel I'm talking about, with an NCAA legal shooter setup. So essentially the way that I achieve these pockets in the most simplest pattern is interlocking the first 4 diamonds down as tight as I can with interlock. So pull the first 4 mesh diamonds down very tightly, and then do a 1 and a double if you're going for a mid-low, or just a double right after the inlocks if you're going for a mid, and to create a nice defined pocket with a nice smooth release and a balls width channel. So you may have to adjust that a little bit depending on head width and the pocket placement you're going for, but that is the most basic framework, and if you go with that, it's never going to steer you wrong. You'll be just fine. You'll have a pocket that's going to throw very nicely. So thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure to leave the video a like if you liked it. Make sure to leave your ideas for Theory Thursdays down in the comments. Subscribe if you haven't, and have a great day.